Alright, welcome back everyone, it's your Code King Zaf here. We're gonna jump in and cover something very important that can make or break your account. It was requested based on our last video. We have Pepino right here asking me for an artifact salvaging guide. So here it is, bro. I do want to make sure every single person does not make any mistakes. I highly recommend you listen up and do the strategies I use to ensure, well, we have some artifact space, because if we jump into my mailbox, you can see right here, yeah, we are suffering when it comes to inventory space for artifacts. So again, as much as video is for you, it's for me as well to ensure I get some space coming in because my inventory is full. And very quick, when it comes to our beautiful supporters, make sure if you have yet to please go to the link down below and extend your support. Again, 100% free. That way, I can keep sending you brand new codes for the new supporter season. We're in season 7 right now, but for season 8, all these supporters get removed automatically, so we're going back down to 0 supporters. So if you enjoyed getting all those juicy free codes, to ensure you support us and also to extend your support, we have 6 codes right now, with 2 more coming out shortly, waiting for number on those. You will get them, trust me. There is a reason why we are the rank #1 creator with the most number of supporters, because I make sure every single person gets their juicy codes like mana power extracts, essence stones, and more. You support us, you wait 24 hours, you go to the My page button up top right here, then you scroll down, under receive benefits is where all the codes will go. And also, speaking of brand new codes, a big shout out to Joyboy from the first comment to our last video. Here's your shout, bro, and enjoy that juice exclusive Discord role. Now, I do want to be honest with all our viewers, I highly advise against salvaging entire artifact sets. No, you should never do that, because in the past, as we've seen, Netmarble can buff artifact sets on a whim. We never know when it's coming, so I always advise keeping your best artifact pieces for every single set out there. Although we have sets like Angel and White, Outstanding Connection, we have, let's say, Executioner, Berserker sets. These sets are ones we don't use so often. I still cannot recommend that you salvage every single piece. Honestly, that's a bad idea in my books. Way back when they buffed the Outstanding ability set, and a lot of people suffered. They salvaged every single piece here, because before, this set was not that good. It didn't give us that 60% damage increase bonus, it was way less so. That's why I recommend you do not blindly salvage pieces, of course. But when it comes to salvaging strategies, obviously, when it comes to your pieces, there is one thing you can always do, that is salvaging your common, rare, and heroic artifact pieces. That's pretty much a no-brainer. If you're starting out, of course, you can keep your heroics, but overall, these are pieces you won't be using for a very long time now. I haven't used any of these pieces, so I recommend just jumping and salvaging them. And when it comes to salvaging as a whole, you have 2 options. You can go for gold, or you can go for the pieces here. I would say for the majority of players, going the gold route could be more beneficial. I mean, if you can see right here, we go to sell, we do get a decent amount of gold, so this is the better strategy. I do prefer the chips because I'm pay to win. I can buy gold, but I can't buy too many chips, so I kind of fluctuate between the two. Though I would say for most of you, going the gold route is the way to go. But how about when it comes to our main pieces? Well, what do you salvage? Great question. I do want to show you one strategy that works for me and many other people. That is salvaging our expert and also our champion on the field sets. But you'll say, whoa, Zaf, expert? That's one of the best sets out there. Well, let me explain. When it comes to these sets here, as you know, they give us very specific bonuses, that being to our attack set. So, do we really want pieces with HP and defense on them? Let me explain. On the main effect, if we put an HP in defense, for example, defense percentage to defense, HP again, we don't want rings, for example, that do have that as the main set, because let's say we jump in for Hunter, that's scaling on attack. Although the set effect is good, although the substats can be good as well, we do not want HP on an artifact set that gives us a passive attack bonus. But of course, make sure you don't jump in and salvage your necklaces, right? This only applies to our rings that can have the varying substat right up top here, so do take note of that, of course. But the same does apply to artifact pieces and their substats as well. So, again, when it comes to expert, we generally don't want additional HP, additional defense percentage, and HP on them when it comes to their substats, because we do want attack scaling, damage increase scaling, we want crit damage, we want good stats on them, right? So right now I can put in HP and defense percentage and see which pieces I don't want here, right? So we have a lot here that generally won't be too useful. I mean, do we want dark damage percentage with attack scaling, having HP percentage and defense on there? Probably not, right? So these are pieces you can salvage, but ignoring the artifact sets in general, you are looking for specific substats as well. When it comes to, I guess, stats we don't use too often, such as damage reduction, we have additional MP, we have mana recovery. These substats are not good. As you can see, I pretty much already salvaged them, so I'm pretty clean in that regard. You don't want these stats. I mean, these have never been useful. Additional MP, I mean, maybe for a piece that has 3 solid substats, but again, we are filtering based on multiple substats here, so we're good to go. You don't have to worry too much, but I do want to mention, of course, you can still jump in and filter by 2 substats and basically manually review every single artifact piece. That is something I do, so in this case, I'm going to go and sell, and I'm going to look through every single piece here. We have additional attack percentage, and then we have 3 substats that just don't make sense, so this is something I'll salvage. But do note, if you're new to the game, this can still be beneficial, but I guess this guide wouldn't really be important to you. You wouldn't be watching it because your inventory is probably very empty right now. Lucky you don't have to suffer through this just like we are here. But again, like this one here, we have additional HP, we have mana recovery. I mean, these stats just don't make sense, right? So I will salvage them, but the same applies to our main stats when it comes to very specific artifact pieces like our boots. Yes, you can filter based on the main effect, so generally speaking, I don't want healing given increase on my boots. I can apply it here. So these ones I would salvage. I've done it before. We don't need those on our boots. It just makes no sense, right? We do have other main stats as well, but that's up to you. I mean, let's say you don't want HP percentage on your boots. You can salvage them, right? But I still don't recommend it. This is a stat that does make sense that you can use, but there is one thing you can do, of course, when it comes to your boots. If you want HP percentage on them, you can start filtering them out by these substats like attack, like mentioned before. You can put in defense on there as well. And here, we just got 9 pieces that are probably not going to be useful. I mean, I advanced this one up here, but this was way back when I was desperate for artifacts, so I'll salvage that, of course. Although we got attack percentage on them, when will you ever use these, right? HP percentage, I mean, mana consumption, attack percentage, these all are basically garbanzo. So in the salvage pile, these will go. So again, you want to have a strategy going forward. You never want to blindly salvage artifact sets. That is not the way to go, although it takes longer, and I know you want to save time. I mean, it's so easy to jump in, go for the set right here, put in, let's say you have Sending Connection, and salvage every single piece you have. I just can't recommend it. We never know when a buff is going to come, and when we do have a support unit that maybe exceptionally scales the attack percentage bonuses we get, so you do want to be diligent, you want to save, you want to be efficient, you want to be smart, and eventually, once you start getting a ton of artifact pieces, you're going to start salvaging pieces that do have at least 2 or maybe even 3 good subsets, but we are a long ways away from that. Right now, the general strategy is to ditch your rares, your heroics, your commons, and look for pieces that have sets that just don't make sense. I'm still good in that regard. I still have, well, maybe not so much anymore based on my current mailbox, but I still have a lot of space when it comes to pieces that just work out fine. And one easy way to do it is, if you don't want to risk it, you can just reset it here and sort by the equipment score and just look through the ones you don't want. So generally speaking, the ones with the lowest score are ones you're not going to use too often. So this one here, we have HP on and HP, but damage reduction and defense, so again, not one we want to use. There's a lot of ways to do this, but you just want to make sure you do not salvage a piece with potentially good sets, right? Even though we have support sets here, like let's say the Destroyer set, we don't know when this could be useful. If it does have 3 solid substats, it could still be good. That's the issue. You never want to risk it. If there's 2 good ones and 2 bad ones, then it's fine, right? You can salvage, but be diligent, be careful. Do not blindly salvage. Every single piece here can be useful. You just want to go by the stats and pick the artifact pieces that don't look appealing. When it comes to hunters, it can apply to. In my eyes, of course, every single piece does have its perks. But on that note, that's it for the video. Hope you enjoyed. Hopefully, that does help you out when it comes to salvaging. I know it is not an easy process, but based on my tips here, that should get rid of hundreds and hundreds of pieces. Remember, of course, you want to salvage based on the sub effects, not the main sets generally, or the set effect bonuses as well. So if we have pieces of HP on them, defense percentage, damage reduction, these are pieces we will just never use. I mean, if you're going to use them, sure, go ahead, but in my eyes, these are all useless, but I will salvage every single piece here. So, hope you enjoyed. If you did, drop your like, make sure to subscribe. That way, do you know, of course, you want more content like this, but also make sure, if you haven't yet, to, of course, extend your support. That way, you can keep getting brand new codes for the next first season, where everyone's support does get removed. On that note, this is your Code King Zaf, signing out.